I want to get back to the Danielson and Hangman thing because it's coming down to those guys, and it's
sure. I just want you to say it. Marco Stunt's better than Hook.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, just you know. All right.
Shoot, they need to bring Marco Stunt back. Shit.
I agree.
Danielson and Hangman.
I want to see Hangman versus Marco Stunt right now. Are you kidding me?
Send it up. Bring your ass out on Collision. Get killed every week by somebody. But yeah, man. So it's like it's either Danielson or Hangman. And it's like this Danielson's one last ride kind of thing, and then Hangman's like burning with vengeance. Like he's from the Nether Realm in Mortal Kombat. That's how angry he is to get the swerve. This is the most angry. This is the angriest non-racist white man that I think is existed in history. Like
I'm not willing to discredit or discount that. Like, Hangman may or may not be racist. He's the fucking Hangman.
You stupid.
Like just the gimmick on just fundamentally is, you know.
Did he need to bring the rope back?
He can't bring the rope back versus Swerve. He cannot bring the rope back versus Swerve. You know that. You can't do that. No,
not allowed.
No, absolutely not. But what I will say is, like, look, man. I think this is like the best, like, high leverage. We don't know who's necessarily really going to win, like, tournament final since, like, wait, was that final for the title Danielson versus Moxley for the AEW title after Punk had to vacate?
Yeah,
I think this is it. Or it's like either one can win. You got number good options right here, which then makes me believe, well, if that's the case, bitch ass Daniel's gonna be like, I'll lose. No, we're not losing. Like, also, like, to sell this cage match, you know, they did tease like, hey man, we want you in this cage. And Hangman said, I want no parts of you. I'm not your puppet. Leave me the fuck alone. If Hangman don't win this match against Danielson, he will have to be in that cage to get you know, what he wants against Swerve. So I think there is, you know, you can go either way, but like there's still, we will get Hangman versus Swerve eventually, and like I really wanted to see them in this cage before I thought he was going to be in this tournament. So I'm okay with either one, and I think I would like to see a Danielson Swerve pay-per-view title match. I would like to see that.
I think Swerve and Hangman is so much hotter at this point than even, because like they're starting Swerve and Danielson from square one, kind of, and it'll be awesome. But as they were working the match, the Jarrett and the Hangman match, that crowd was screaming Swerve at him.
Yeah, and he lost his mind.
I feel like the people have decided, like, and they're playing with fire right now, like, and I don't envy the people in that room.
So let's see. This would
make this decision.
I wouldn't say it was that. I was gonna say, well, this would be like I was saying. Oh, well, it won't be that bad because this would be their fourth match in basically 11 months, 10 months. So it won't be that bad.
Yeah,
you can get away with that.
Yeah, and like,
but if you do that match, it's like, so is Hangman really gonna go down 0-3-1 versus somebody?
You might got to win this next one
as a heel to go home in Wembley. I would not do that.
I mean,
I would not do that.
Like, he's a heel, but this is like he's doing such incredible work right now. Like yes, I think
he's doing incredible work. Bro. It's also been like 2 shows over 4 days.
Bro, like you have to see the promo that he cut.
I look, it could be the greatest promo of all time. It's still 2 promos over. It's still 2 shows over 4 days.
Bro,
I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying it's not great. I'm just saying, and I'm not saying that. Look, and he's been sorely missed. I don't think it's necessarily the greatest thing in order to be like, hey, you can leave for months at a time, come back, win the top title, and whatever else. Like, didn't we just have a problem with CM Punk? when motherfuckers picking up and leaving and coming back from injury and immediately winning the title back. I don't know, man. Do you want to set these precedents?
Hangman was out for a very specific reason, which I'm not going to disclose.
I didn't say it wasn't. I'm saying he was missing time.
Yeah.
Kyrie Irving has specific reasons why he's missing time too.
Yeah. I think Hangman has I think he should win and face Swerve at Wembley, but
it can be either or. I'm good. Look,
I don't know if it's going that way. Like I was indifferent on it until this weekend.
Either way, I think there's no bad choice here. My point is I feel like I think you could still get your little taste of Hangman and Swerve in the cage and get it later in the year. If you want to do that, because he's won these 2 matches in this tournament. I would like to see Hangman fuck people up for a while. I don't necessarily want to see him with the belt or I don't necessarily want to see him with the belt that quick. I want to see him in this character, be driven on a warpath to get to Swerve. I don't think 2 matches is enough for me personally. I would like to see 10 matches on the warpath to get to Swerve. If this is if this is Wrestle Dream or some shit like that, or Full Gear, perfect. Or hell, you can even make it double or nothing. Not double nothing. All Out. All Out is All Out 2 weeks from now. 2 weeks later.
Brewhaven says the discourse will be so fucking awful if Dragon wins. Why Hangman isn't appreciated enough? He's not. What are we saying? He's not.
Wait, what happened?
This guy's bro, if you look at the guy who has so many of the best feuds in company history, is Hangman Page. What's not to get?
I wouldn't disagree with that. I am saying that I like his character right now as he is, and I don't necessarily need him with a championship for that.
Well, no, I'm talking to the chat.
Oh, okay.
Bro, they've made mistakes with this guy so many times, and he's bounced back from all of them because there's a reason that people keep getting into this guy over and over again. This guy's the one. He's Neo. They can try to push him aside.
He's the best character in the company.
They can try to push him aside for somebody from Ring of Honor in the mid 2000s again if they want. They can try it again.
All right, let's not do this because you're making an argument of CM Punk, who's broken down and not nearly as good as Daniel Bryan versus a dude that might be the best wrestler in the world this year outside of Daniel. Or the second best wrestler in the world.
Danielson is broken down.
Yeah, while broken down, he's the second best wrestler in the world this year.
It's
no. Do this. Besides,
we are so close to the end. We are so close to the end.
Rich. Besides Bryan, besides Will Ospreay, who is the best wrestler in the world in 2024?
Danielson.
Okay, then. I understand what you're saying, but you comparing Danielson in 2024
but
to
Danielson,
2022 CM Punk is ridiculous.
But Danielson
I get you're saying that, they're both old guys, but it's yeah, but it's also being I'm tired of these 2003 NBA players, but it's bro, you're talking about Carmelo Anthony, LeBron James. LeBron's still an all-star. Carmelo's out the league.
But Bryan Danielson, for all those great matches, has nothing going narratively. Nothing. His shit through this tournament has been ice cold. His no one was chanting Danielson
what?
Excuse me. They were chanting Swerve at Hangman. Danielson's just there. He's there. He's had his great matches. He's done the match thing. He has all those. But narratively, the people want Hangman Page and Swerve Strickland. That's where we at with it.
That's fine. But you realize you were saying he has nothing narratively going for him, and I'm except for this fucking tournament that's going on right now as we speak. Right? I get it. If you want to go either way, there's no bad option. But you're not going to tell me that he has nothing going for him narratively when literally up until this fucking guy comes out of nowhere that was on ice for months. He was literally the driving force of the narrative for this tournament was Danielson. Can he get one last run and possibly win the title on his way out on one last run or whatever you want to call it? That was the story of the tournament until this guy showed up who had the hot feud a year ago with the guy that's a champion. that you gotta admit that is kind of that is obviously we could either or is good, but like let's not act like this guy all of a sudden had nothing going for him except for just the second best wrestling match guide in the year 2024 so far. Like, what are we doing? Is this where the best wrestler or not? Because Hangman Page and Danielson are two of the best. If you just miss one of them over the other one, what are we doing? These are both good options.
I don't know, man.
No,
it just
no.
Look,
after you just said this, he's the second best wrestler in the world. The answer is no. It's not a good option. Danielson's not a good option. After you said the second best wrestler in the world, what are we doing?
Yeah, because
okay, thank you.
The reason why it's not as good of an option is because they don't have to. All they have to do is roll the ball out for Swerve and Hangman. The gas is already lit. The parties that we're walking in at the club at 1 a.m. at prime time right now with Swerve and Hangman. We are going in before while people are still allowed to get in free with Danielson and Swerve. We're gonna have to wait all night for that thing to get going. This shit is ready to go now. The gas is cooking right now with Swerve and Hangman. The people are ready. They're chanting for it. This nigga's promos are lighting up the internet right now.
So my question for you would be, after what we just saw between Mercedes Moné and Britt Baker, like to think that like you can't just heat something up between Swerve and Danielson, like I'm not buying it. You can easily do that. Now, are you saying like because of the history you got to go with the match? Okay, fine. I'm not saying you got to go one or the other. I'm just saying for me personally, I think Hangman building up momentum to make it actually feel like an actual threat to win the match. I feel like that's more earned than he gets this thing after winning 2 matches. He gets to the match. It's like, oh, Swerve's going to beat him.
But
I feel like it's a layup for Swerve if that happens.
But the work has already been done. The work is not starting for Hangman in this tournament. The work has already been starting. They sent that man on suspension away as a design to bring him back because of said personal issue. He could not be around. So,
well, in kayfabe, it's because he beat up a ref. That's good enough.
Yeah.
And his friends are dicks now in kayfabe.
But
but my thing is, he just came back. The guys, I just like in my mind is like AEW don't function that way where you leave for fucking months and you go and then you win 3 matches and you win the title. That's not like except for one fucking guy ever, and he's in WWE now. Like in my mind is like that's not how this works. And I was like, so in my mind I'm like, okay, you give him the match. It's like in my mind I'm like, I'm never biting for a near fall Hangman has in that match. I'm just not. For me personally, watch too much wrestling. Sorry. I'm just a dated wrestling fan, but I'm like, so that doesn't intrigue me in that way.
But Danielson has lost every big match this year up until the tournament. So how do you believe in him?
Well, should I say it? Thank you. So I can't say it that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing?
No, but I'm saying, like, if you were watching this, right, you had pretend we have no knowledge.
No, you can't even say that because you can't even say that because now
I'm saying this thing's up in the air. Like this thing is completely up in the air. Like
okay.
At one point, I was convinced this was the Bryan Danielson walkover tournament. Whatever. Like everyone's gonna lay down and shit between Wednesday, Saturday, and Monday. Shit is in the air right now. Like.
So
shit's being evaluated. Conversations are being had.
So my response to that will be, without really getting into it, is like, hey, like after seeing what they did for Sting, I could buy it. Like after all this time of probably Tony Khan being like, please be Dragon, please be champion. He'd be like, nah, I don't believe in it. He'd be like, look, man, you on your way out. You putting this fucking belt around your waist, or there will be discussions that being had about like we need just for the history of the promotion. It makes no sense for you to have done what you've done in this promotion in front of the camera, behind the camera, and then you never win a title. That's a real. Both of them are real threats. But like I'm willing to buy the Danielson threat if he actually gets the match at Wembley, because if you say like, all right, well, Tony Khan, what kind of booker Tony Khan? He's a happy endings booker. What's a happier ending? The evil motherfucker returning to beat the babyface, or the guy, or the fucking legend getting his one last ride in the sun? I would pick Danielson just off the fact that I know what the history of the booker is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Before we get into the other stuff that we may or may not know.
Yeah. Face versus face. They gotta figure that out. I don't know, man.
I mean, look,
Either
I mean,
way,
look.
but ultimately, look.
If Hangman were to get in the match, people know the person you're supposed to cheer is Swerve. The person you're supposed to boo is Hangman. Hangman's gonna get cheered regardless too because he's that talented of an act and has that kind of history in connection with the fan base where you're gonna get dueling chances of Swerve and Hangman.
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't necessarily know if that is that important to it as far as the dueling or the babyface thing because like the crowd's gonna be 50-50 regardless of Wembley.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to this match though. Danielson and Hangman, they've never missed. The match they had, thinking back to the Wangman match, title match that they had.
Match.
Yeah, the hour long match they had, which was the draw to Wangman match, the first Dynamite on TBS, and also in the tournament where they had that match. So I don't think they've ever come in at under 4.5. So look forward to it.
Yeah, trying to think. What was the tournament match for?
That was in the that was post Brawl Out after CM Punk got stripped.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I don't remember that match. But I remember the first two and they were fucking phenomenal.
Yeah. I think he won that one with an O'Connor roll, I believe.
Okay.
But yeah, man, between that, and setting up like Swerve returns next week. So yep. I would imagine that he'll probably come out to go face to face with whoever wins or whatever the fuck happens. Because even if say Danielson wins, he goes face to face with Danielson. Heyman's going to stand up and see Swerve and like charge him, I'd imagine. Right. Like, so they still going to fight. But yeah, so I don't know which way it's going to go. And I'm actually kind of excited about that. So, yeah, man. Like,
I mean, we got great options for all the stuff because it's like,
oh yeah, Double J's the Enforcer also for the final. Okay. So he's gonna play into this somehow, but I don't know yet because like
that's another part of the math that I had forgot about. Why I really felt that way. It was like Jared's gonna do some shit. Is gonna fuck something up, and like Hangman might retire that man. Because he cost him. And I was like, that's also part of where I was like, I'm thinking Danielson is still gonna win this shit.
Yeah.
But we'll see.